Hello, welcome to Indian Techies. In the next session of the C class, we will be discussing about data types. What do you mean by data types? What are the necessities of the data types? Why you have to learn the concept of data types? The basic reason is, suppose while you want to write a program, there will be definitely a requirement of giving input to the program. That is, based upon your input, it performs some calculations or whatever the logic it has to implement. So, if you want to give input, to a program, and the compiler has to take input, and if it has to process that input, first of all, the compiler has to recognize what type of input you are giving. For example, if you want to give a number as an input, like 1, 2, 3, 4 or any 29, 39, any number as an input. First of all, compiler should recognize it as a number. Whether you are giving it like a number or whether you are giving it like a normal text. So, alphabets can be called as a normal text. 1, 2, 3 numbers are also can be considered as a normal text. If it has to recognize these all things, first of all, it has to identify and categorize what type of input you are going to give. So all the acceptable inputs can be categorized into different types. These are the basic 4 data types that are available in C. Coming to the first one, primary or primitive data types. Second one is derived data types, and third one is user defined data types, and last one is empty data types. These empty data types can also be called as valueless data type. Okay, we will use only one thing, we will discuss it later. Coming to the first one, primary or primitive data types, it is also called as predefined data types. In this primary or primitive data types, we will be seeing about 4 types, that is int, char, that is, next one is float, another one is double. These are the primary or primitive data types. Next, derived data types. From these basic data types, they have been derived with another data types. Those are called as derived data types. For example, arrays, structure, functions, etc. These are all upcoming topics that we are discussing in the next classes. And user defined data types. Under user defined data types, you will be having typedef, and next one is enumeration. In shortcut, we call it as an enum. And the last and final one is empty data types. This is also called as void valueless data type. So these are the basic primary data types, derived, user defined, and empty data types. That's all for data types. So let us discuss in detail about primary data types. As I already told you, primary data types have 4 types, that is integer, character, float, and double. We will see about this in detail. Coming to the first one, we call it as integer. A integer is a number. It may be a positive number, it may be a negative number, equal to 0 also, only number which is used for some calculations, right? So you can write -1, 0, 2, 3, -29, these all comes under the integers, normal integer. Remember here, whenever I am talking integers, we should consider only number without its decimal points. Suppose 23.33 is there, okay? 0.33 should not be considered, only 23 is considered for a compiler internally as an integer. If you want to use integer, if you want to use any value for calculation purpose, you have to use a keyword called as int. Here you will be again getting doubt, what is a keyword? A keyword is a predefined word which was defined by Dennis Ritchie, which is having some specific meaning in C libraries. What do you mean by C libraries? stdio.h, stdlib.h, math.h, such type of library files is there. When C has been developed in 1972, Dennis Ritchie has incorporated 32 keywords. Even in the many textbooks or exams, we will be seeing the number of keywords in C are 32. But now it has been modified. That is, at the time of Dennis Ritchie, it was 32, Kernighan and Dennis Ritchie. But there are more than 100 keywords which has been added into the C library at now present. So, int. If you want to define int, so you have to write one int and give one space. Write any name of your wish. We call that one as variable. So, what is the meaning of variable is a value which can be varied due to the programming logic from starting of the program to ending of the program, where the value stored in this may modify, may be varying. That's why we call it as a variable. This one has to be written of your own. It has to be written your own with your own name. Only the condition is it should start with alphabet. We will see the rules for identifiers and such variables in later classes. For example, int and creating a name called as value. Now, value, this is all of alphabets. You can keep any name of your wish, but compulsorily it should start with underscore or alphabet, but it is strongly recommended to start with alphabet. Now, int value. Whenever you create like this, you can store any value in that variable. For example, value is equal to 29. This 29 value will be stored in this variable called as value. Right? Now, whenever you create like this integer, it will be occupying minimum 2 bytes of memory. Okay? It is in old compilers, old systems. But nowadays it is also occupying 2 or 4. 2 bytes or 4 bytes depending upon the operating system, like you will be using 32-bit processor or 64-bit processor. Based upon the 2 or 4 bytes will be occupying. Right? Now, whenever it occupies 2 bytes of memory, it will be having some limit. As I already told you that negative values can be stored and positive values can be stored. So, in a value variable, can I store any number? No, you cannot store any number of your wish. There is a fixed range. If it is occupying 2 bytes of memory, it will take minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. You cannot store any number greater than this. You cannot store any number lesser than this. Whenever you are occupying with 2 bytes of memory. Right? Now, no sir, I don't want any negative numbers, but if I want increase my positive number range, since I am not using negative numbers, can I increase positive range? Yes, definitely you can use. Just add one more keyword called as unsigned. Unsigned int value. Whenever you write this one, this negative range adds to the positive range. And you can store from 0 to 65,535. If you add these two values, you will be getting this 0 to 65,535. You cannot store negative numbers. You can only perform operations on the positive numbers. This is the starting value. This is the ending value. Sir, I want to store more numbers, okay, in lakhs and crores. Then we have to use a word called as long. Long int value. You will be having a very large range of numbers where you can store negative value and positive value. This is about integers. Next discussion would be about character. Any symbol, any alphabet, any number which is stored as a plain text can be called as a character. Here we use the keyword called as char. So to store a single character variable, we need a name, which would be helpful for us to access from the memory location. The major advantage of variable is we need some name to access from the memory location. Suppose I am declaring a variable called as text. Whenever I declare variable called as text, for this the memory allocated is only 1 byte. Only 1 byte of memory will be allocated. Why that much less? Because a character variable can store only one single character at a time. It cannot store more than one character at a time. For example, inside the text, I want to assign a character. I want to store a character. See, alphabets, special symbols, these all comes under characters only. So if I want to store plus is also one character only. Instead of doing addition, if it want to store like a normal text, it can be considered as a normal character. But if you assign text is equal to plus, it will show error. It will means compiler will show error. Definitely you have to mention plus as a character. If you use plus directly like this, it will try to perform addition. It performs and it thinks this plus symbol like an addition. So it is a wrong type of writing the programming instruction. That's why we have to mention single quotes. Whenever you mention single quotes, it means that it is a single character. Single quotes represents a single character. So text is equal to, within the single quotes, whatever the alphabet that you want to assign, it can be assigned. This is how you assign. Now, for character also, there is a range like minus 128 to plus 127 is the range. Now, again you are getting a doubt. Sir, you are saying like characters you can store, but the minimum and maximum values you can store, or you are telling it like minus 128 and 127. These are values. You said it is character. Then what is this minimum and maximum value? Remember here, another major feature property of a C programming language is C is a case sensitive programming language. What do you mean by case sensitive programming language? Means C considers both uppercase letters and lowercase letters as a different one. Right? So, for example, the daily real-time example is you will be keeping your passwords to your Gmail or whatever it may be, or any websites. Whenever you enter your password, it tells you an error. Sometimes if you enter wrong password, it tells you an error like password is case sensitive. So what is the meaning? If you enter capital letters as password, but actually it was stored like previously in small letters, it considers as a different characters. That is, small a is different and capital A, both are different. Whatever it may be, sir, both are characters only means no, both are letter A only, no. For our representation, for our visibility, both represents as A. But internally, compiler considers both the characters as a separate characters. Remember one more point here. Everybody will be having a belief that beginners see know which is uppercase and which is lowercase. No, this is a wrong assumption. C does not know this is uppercase and this is lowercase. C know only one thing, that both are not same. That's it. This is upper, this is lower. It will not have such type of consideration. But how it identifies both as not same? Every character in C, that is alphabet, special symbols, numbers, every character in C is mapped with unique combination of value. That value is called as ASCII, ASCII values we will be calling. American Standard Code for Information Interchange, ASCII values. Every character is in C internally is having one value. Suppose if capital A is having 96, small a is having 65. Okay, whenever you enter a capital A, internally it recognizes like 96. Whenever you enter a small a, internally it recognizes like 65. So whenever you are using any letter at the next time, suppose already capital A has been stored here in text. Now you are entering small a to compare. So already value is 96. Now you are entering the small letter a which is 65. 65 is not equal to 96. That's why compiler identifies both are not same. That's why we call it as a case sensitive. It identifies every character as a separate one. Small a, capital A, whatever it may be, A means no. Both are not same. So like that, for every symbol you will be having one ASCII value. That ASCII value ranges minus 128 to plus 127. So totally C can recognize up to 256 characters, right? This is how we access the characters. Next we will be discussing about float and double. If you can see here, I have mentioned that one as real values. That is, integer accepts the data of numbers, okay, without fraction values, characters, alphabets as usual. But if you want to perform operations on fraction values, we will be having two types, that is float and double. So why we call it as a real value means, if your percentage is there, you will be saying 78.792. Like that exact values we will be taking. That's why we call it as a real values. Float and double are called as real value. These both are used for performing, storing operations on fraction values. This is used with float keyword. Suppose I am declaring float x. Here I am declaring double y. Right? Now, x is a variable of float data type. Y is a variable of double data type. Both are used for storing and performing operations on fraction only. But what is the difference? Whenever you allocate x, you will be having 4 bytes of memory allocated. Next, for a double, it will be allocating 8 bytes of memory. Double. Next, so what are the values that I can store here? That is 3.4 into 10 power minus 38 to 3.4 into 10 power plus 38. This is the maximum and minimum ranges for float. In the same way, when you go for double, it will be 1.7 into 10 power minus 308 to 1.7 into 10 power plus 308. Right? So this is the difference. The range is more for double. Next, generally after point, the values will be considered as a decimal points. But remember, from now onwards, in any programming language, after the point, these decimal values are not called as decimals. You call it as a precisions. So I am repeating again, we call it as a precision. In float, after precision, I mean after this point, a float can store up to 8 precisions. But at the time of display, it will be storing it will be displaying you like 6 precisions only, but it can store up to 8 precisions. In the same way, double after this, you will be having double of this, that is 16 precisions will be stored. So these are the differences between float and double. Only the major part is the range, the capacity, the storage requirements. Both are used for fraction value accessing, performing operations on that. So these are all the various primary data types that are available in C. That is primary or primitive or predefined. You can call it anyone. Okay, whenever anyone asks you what are the various data types, immediately don't tell int, char, float, double. You consider like and you tell as primary data types, derived data types, user defined data types, empty data types. Under primary data types, you will be getting integer, character, float and double. Now, that's the end of primary data types. The derived data types, empty data types and user defined data type. These are all the upcoming topics as per the C syllabus we will be getting automatically. That's the end of this primary data type session. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, follow and share this C classes and my channel Indian Techies. Thank you.